So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Drive starts with a run from Gibbs. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Well, this defense for the Seahawks, they played really well in that win last week against Miami.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Goff going to shift him around. In motion goes Patrick. 2nd down, and they go back to Gibbs. And he'll get about 2 there to the 36. And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4. Now it's Goff. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Picked off by Boye Mafe. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes the score 7-0. Seven nothing is our score. Ready for the dynamic kickoff as this one's away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing, the answer can be yes. Because when teams are on a hot streak, they want to keep going. But what the veterans are telling the young guys in the locker room, an open week is always good, guys. Take it and let's go with it.
From the 33, here's 2nd down and 7. They'll go again with Gibbs. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. You talk about this Seahawk defense. They've been very good against the pass so far this year. Number 4 in the NFL right now.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
Well, he is going to have a Lions first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6. The Lions at 3-0 here in the month of September. And they come in on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Off play action. Here's Goff. Buying time to his left. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down. And don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
Goff now looks to throw. And he'll throw this one away. But I don't think he was out of the pocket. No, here comes the flag. We saw it, too. Nobody in the vicinity of that throw, and that earns him the penalty.
Yeah, you've got to at least get it close enough to one of your own guys in order to dodge the penalty.
So now it's 3rd and long, because remember, they also lose a down on the grounding call. Now a play fake, and it's Goff. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
And he didn't quite have the back spin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. A man who played collegiately over at East Lansing, it's Kenneth Walker III. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Here is 3rd down and 4. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 11 yards there and a 1st down for Seattle.
And even though this is a top 5 rushing offense, and we see this especially early in the game, they're going to do their best to keep you honest. They don't want you getting the habit of stacking the box, so that's a good throw there. And they're able to come up with the 1st down.
And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Here now 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. You talk about this Lions defense. They were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
I lost count of the number of turnovers that were occurring in that game.
Did.
Right? I mean, I had a clicker going after a while. 5, 6, 7, 8. It was unbelievable. There haven't been that many turnovers or takeaways, however you want to say, in the game.
And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field. And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return, and the Lions will take over. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Gibbs will try and pick it up. And he will have the first down, but he winds up taking a pretty good shot that time. By the skin of their teeth, they are able to convert on 3rd and inches. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. A couple of first downs has the football positioned at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. Now Goff. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Kobe Bryant. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line. Well, we've seen quarterbacks get away with throwing the ball on the run, no doubt. But this, Charles, I think you'd agree, not the best of throws.
And listen, you're not always going to have a clean pocket to step up with the proper mechanics and deliver the football. I mean, that's a given. But you also have to understand your limits and know what you can get away with and what you can't when you're trying to make a throw like that.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3. And it's 2nd down. He'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. They'll get this one to Cup, complete. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Hang on here. We got an injury. And, yeah, it's Cooper Kupp who's going to receive some attention following that last play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Back to throw. Throw out wide to Walker. Touchdown! Kenneth Walker, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Charles, every time that he makes one of these plays, I think the front office, they get a bigger and bigger collective smile because they feel more confident that they have found their guy, their future at quarterback.
And they should feel that way. It's obvious he's a big part of why they have such a good record this season. You're right about the bright future as well, and by association, a bright future for the franchise too.
Extra point up and through by Myers, and that'll make the score 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Flushed out right. His throw incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
The Lions on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Outright, this one goes to Patrick. And he's going to be marked down short of the first down. Needed the 40, but he's a yard or 2 shy. 4th down to give to Gibbs. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. Three tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Up the middle, here's Walker. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he'll get 3 down at the 34-yard line.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
And he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. They'll run for it. It's Walker. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. They run again with Walker. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. First down, Seattle on a pickup of 13.
And if that run looks familiar to you by Walker, it should. You saw it at Wake Forest, at Michigan State, and in the NFL here with Seattle. A nice start to his career, totaling a little over 2,400 yards from scrimmage and 18 touchdowns in his first 2 seasons.
Up the middle they run. It's Walker. No dice this go around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Outright to Smith-Njigba. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Jackson Smith-Njigba, his first touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. I'll let you do the analysis, partner, but with every touchdown pass this young quarterback throws and with the success that his team has had, I just continue to be more and more impressed.
Let's both do the analysis. Impressed. Aren't we both?
Yeah.
I mean, and why shouldn't we be? We've seen him improve throughout the year. We've seen him settle in now, and you can see the confidence of the team has grown. His confidence has grown. I think that everyone around this guy feels good about what they've seen, and it's also safe for him when he's driving home to turn on Sports Talk Radio. He's okay.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Well, Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Here's Goff. He's going to loft one deep left side here. That is incomplete.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. That's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Now a 2nd and 10. Play action. It's Goff. Rolling to his right. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Goff. That's complete to Laporta. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Goff throwing again. Going underneath. Gibbs has it. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Back to throw. Goff. Pass taken in by his big tight end. Oh, he's brought down. And remember here, no timeouts left. They got to get to the line quick. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the 2nd half is underway. Johnson jostles free, and they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. 3rd quarter begins with a run by Walker. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Eric Kendricks in on the tackle.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
2nd and 10. They'll set up to throw. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. Now he's free at the 35. Valdez-Scantling. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. 73 yards. And the Seahawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
And remember, partner, that's a rookie quarterback back there. Apparently, he's getting the hang of this NFL thing pretty quickly.
Had 3 touchdown passes. You're right, he looks comfortable. What are they doing? Anything in particular?
Well, they keep talking about making sure they're giving him plays that fit his talents and also maybe shrinking the playbook a little bit. They did tell us that. Bottom line, he's really good.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. From the gun, here's Goff. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged...
Blitz coming, and down he goes. So now following the sack, Goff and the Lions needing to come up with something here on 3rd and long. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Tough spot here, 3rd down and 11. A shotgun snap for Goff. And yet again, Goff is intercepted. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet and make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. A big play that time on a catch and run. 31 yards.
Everything's been going right here in this one. This offense, they've been in complete control from the outset. And here's another big play. These kind of routes have been open all game long, and they continue to take advantage.
Here's Walker. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3.
Hat tip to that offensive line. They're clearing some holes, even down here deep in the red zone. And that's a nice pickup on the ground on 1st and goal.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Ken Walker with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks have taken a 5-touchdown lead. A familiar refrain, a turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this third quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. The disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook. The bottom line is don't quit competing.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Another run for Gibbs here. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. Here's Goff. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. Here's a 2nd and 5. Gibbs straight ahead. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Goff now looking to throw. Complete to right. But he does have first down yardage. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. A toss out right to Gibbs. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line.
I like the call. Inside the red zone, running the toss. Why? They want to get to the edges. They want to see if guys who don't normally make a lot of tackles are willing to actually do that. That usually means the guys at the cornerback position.
1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now a 2nd and 6. Straight ahead with Gibbs here. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield.
Short yardage situation, you have to wonder if they thought that they were just going to run it inside, but you have to be cognizant of the back slipping out of the backfield trying to find some open space, and that's exactly what he does to the tune of a first down.
They'll run with Montgomery, and he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. David Montgomery, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Lions are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Goff and that Lions offense staying on the field. They'll try for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion no good. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
And he's got his man on the out route. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down. They'll drop to throw. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
I think as he began this throw, you saw that the area was congested, but he has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he fits that one in there nicely. They pick up the catch. Not much yardage afterwards.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they are powering through, and they're controlling this game.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
All right, I don't want to get too poetic here where they talk about, the eyes being the windows of the soul. You know what else the eyes do? They see the open spaces on a field, and those eyes carry your legs to those spots, and that's what happened on that play. He saw an opening and went and got it.
Well, he really hasn't ran the ball all game. Fourth quarter here, need a big play, able to pick it up. So whatever the eyes saw and created, it worked. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Tackle there by Alex Anzalone.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
They'll come up 2nd and 7. They'll set up a throw. Walker with a grab, left side. So nothing doing there. 3rd and 7 now. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So on 4th down, here's Jason Myers for the Seahawk field goal. From the left hash, it's a 36-yard attempt. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here, remember.
Well, if nothing else, some signs of life here, Charles, because you're facing the big deficit, but at least they were able to prevent 3 more from getting on the board there with a nice block.
And that's how they're comforting themselves on the sidelines right now because they certainly didn't execute well on that play at all. Bottom line, exactly what you said. They didn't need the 3, but they sure don't like giving up a block. They'll have something to work on as they get into practice next week. And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Now Goff.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. From the gun, Gibbs will get it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Goff now to throw. And that's going to be incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now Goff. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, these guys are not going to go out with their tails between their legs. They're going to keep taking their shots until the clock's at 000. But that one, like a lot of others, winds up incomplete.
Out of the gun, Goff. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. Goff. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Looks like they're going to keep throwing to the bitter end. This one's long since over, but give them credit. They're going to go down fighting. That one, incomplete.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Goff now looks to throw. Flush to his right. Over the middle and taken in by Laporta. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Dancing to his left. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs, 30 yards. And the Lions take the block field goal and convert it into 6 points.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Goff and that Lions offense staying on the field. They'll try for 2. They'll look to throw. He'll buy some time right. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. So despite the huge deficit, they're going to keep fighting. Here comes the onside kick. And the Seahawks, looks like they've recovered. They have. The risk reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play. And here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them. And field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
So the victory here for Seattle. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Error-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle. Go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
So for the Seahawks, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Detroit, the defeat is their first of the year as they drop to 3-1. And fortunately,